Hey Saints fans, make sure you subscribe. Now let's get into this video. I wonder, do you feel that optimism? Like, do you feel the support of the community?
I felt it early on. As soon as I kind of got here, I know there was kind of mixed emotions about, the entire draft class really, but I feel like early on, everybody we had kind of come in contact with, super warm and welcome. And then once you start playing and you kind of see the vision of the coaching staff, the team, we kind of start playing and doing what we're doing. Everybody's kind of buying into it, and we're just having fun that way.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man. I wonder, what was your thought process knowing that, man, I'm going to a team that needs a quarterback, like they need a leader. I'm wondering, how did that affect you? Because you didn't start, right away. So I'm wondering, how did you stay on track? Because most guys, they're not quite ready for that opportunity. And I felt like when you showed up, or when you started to play, like you were more than ready for it.
Well, I start coming here, I wasn't expecting that. We still had, Derek Carr, we still had just drafted Spencer, just drafted Jake. And, obviously I was still getting to know everybody. So, my whole mindset was just coming in and trying to get better, keep putting in the work in, because I didn't know what I didn't know yet. I had never been through a practice, never doing anything like that. And then kind of as the season, when our really fall camp went on, season went on, just kind of developing those relationships, was just being myself and kind of understood, what we needed at that point in time. But my whole goal was, like you said, to make sure I was ready. There's plenty of stories out there from guys. Once you get your shot, how do you respond? How do you handle that? Because it's such a volatile league, especially at this position, and you're being evaluated as soon as you step on the field. And so that came from practice. That came through all of that. I feel like each week, I learned so much. I got better, but I was going to compete no matter what.
No, that's amazing, man. I wonder too. You've been at 3 different schools, right? And I'm wondering, because for some, you was able to pick those schools, right? Like, and then when you get drafted in the NFL, you don't necessarily get to pick your team.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, did those 3 different experiences sort of help you be ready for whatever on draft day?
Yeah, 100%. The benefit I had was I had no NIL for the first half of my career in college, and then going to Texas Tech with no NIL at the time and just going there to compete, and then getting injured, breaking my bones, year after year. And I was kind of constantly competing or fighting for that job, whether I was a backup, whether I was hurt and fighting to play again, and then going to Louisville. And, it's kind of a little bit more known that I was probably going to start, but I was just used to competing. I was used to, in practice, kind of that whole notion, like how you did in practice, how you responded. It helped me out so much coming into a quarterback competition. And there's obviously going to be learning and growth moments, but like I understood, okay, maybe this guy just threw a post for a big gain, or this guy may hit a big outcut. The pressure's on me to just operate that play, go throughout the process of it. Don't feel too pressured to go out and make a big play, and then just keep getting better. That was my whole mindset, was, still be a leader no matter what role I'm in, get better, and then when you have that opportunity, then you're just playing.
Nah, that's amazing, man.
Man, bro, I want to ask you, like, just being one of the 6 finalists, like, that's a pretty dope feat, like, for Rookie of the Year, bro. Yeah. Like T said, we definitely think you should be Rookie of the Year, for sure, the way you elevated the team. But just like having the mindset of like what you was doing, like walk us through that, like how you just took your time, like you said, just not having to put pressure on yourself to make a big play, just because we seen it.
For me, it honestly came back to just having fun. And like you said, T, it was like, if I hadn't gone through a lot of those experiences and kind of taken that pressure off of myself, to where I had times in my career where I'd been through different types of adversity, or I had a bad play, or I had a bad drive or a bad game or whatever. And my whole goal was to just go out there and operate and have fun. And I think the whole team kind of responded to this notion of, like, whenever you're in the building, you want to be in the building, we're all joking around, having fun together, then you're going to play better. Yeah. It doesn't matter what the record is. And that's what I loved about the NFL, was win or lose, you have to go back to your process.
Yeah,
like
sure.
You're going to play. Yeah, you're playing some MFers every week. Like, it's not like, okay, great win versus the Bucks. Like, no, you got to go play Carolina the next week. You got to go play the Falcons. You got to go play whoever. And then we obviously played the Titans at the end, and their record is what it is. But their defense was probably one of the best we've ever seen that year, and they were playing well. So I feel like that was kind of the notion we took on as a team, and it's obviously an honor to be able to kind of be in that rookie conversation, because you start out the year not knowing what that looks like, and you kind of just go from there.
Nah, that's cool, man. So I mean, obviously we are in the Bayou, but I don't know if you know, maybe you've met this guy, but this is actually like Drew Brees County, right? I mean, he is right under Jesus for us, right? He's the greatest human being to ever walk, the face of earth, right? I wonder, do you realize that? Do you sort of feel that pressure, or is it pressure for you, like knowing you have to follow up? Like, that's who you're being compared to.
Yeah, I think it's an honor. I mean, it's not like this is directly after he was playing. I think I think what an honor to be even kind of mentioned in that his name. But I haven't even done anything to where like I shouldn't even be compared to him, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's 6 years afterwards. I think that is the standard. What he has shown the city, the community, this is the standard of consistency, leadership, of performance, week in and week out, to where that's something that I want to be compared to and I want to look up to and try and attain. And then his impact in the community, all those things, where I think it's like a perfect example for me, and being able to learn through those successes and failures of other guys maybe along the way. And I learned so much just coming here right away. And I kind of just took everything that everybody was saying, the whole notion of if you love this place, it'll love you back. It's it's like, why would you not want to be around everybody here? And I'm loving it. I mean, just pulling up to your crib here, and I was like, man, this is the Bayou for sure, man. This is
all right.
Dope. Yeah. Well, I gotta come up here and get a crib.
Yeah. Nah, that's amazing, man. You want to ask
So
me?
look, bro, last offseason, like, of course there was some uncertainty of what your role was going to be, but just knowing that you have this whole offseason with Kellen Moore, like, what's that like for you?
I'm excited. I mean, I sat down with him for probably 2 hours just after our exit meeting, kind of before we took these like couple weeks off, and we just kind of outlined the whole offseason as far as the plan and just what we're thinking for, position group, just philosophy wise, run game, pass game, all those things, where we were able to bounce those ideas off each other. Yeah. And he was just kind of explaining, like, this is the first time he's been able to kind of take a breath. Because he said, you guys know how it is. You've been moving across the country 3 different years in a row, having to mold your system. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. But I mean, he's human too. I think for the first time, he's being able to evaluate, how do I want this to look? And that's really exciting for me, and obviously the guys in the building. So we'll see what it looks like. It's kind of my whole goal is to master that and kind of create that urgency coming into OTAs.
As far as take it back to the field, right? Like when I watch you play, people ask me about you, and obviously I'm one of your big fans. But what jumps out on tape with me is your clutch factor, right? Like whether it's third down, whether it's red zone, right? We need a play, right? I think your ability to move in the pocket, escape the pocket. I think your legs work better than probably 98%, of quarterbacks in the league. And I wonder. Because I know what it was like for me. I love the preparation. I love to study film, right? But I wonder, how do you work on that clutch factor, right? Like, how do you sharpen that as the week goes by?
Yeah, I know it's a great question, just because I think you see it every single week where guys show up in these big moments and they're making clutch throws or kind of just out of their mind throws, and really it like you said, it comes down to preparation, to where I feel like it's just another rep of I know what I'm seeing, and I'm just going to operate. And then, there's that innate ability where you maybe get flushed from the pocket, and now you're just playing football. Like you see your key, your eyes are in the right spot. I'm going to go make the play now. And then you kind of react from there. But the biggest thing I tried to learn from is, how do I make each rep consistent regardless of the situation, whatever it is in the game? You have that in your head of what the situation is, right. Time management, timeouts. So that's in the back of your head. How much do we need to get on this? But how do I keep my footwork consistent? Because that's the thing I'm seeing, and even in the playoffs now, is whenever you try and get helter-kelter, maybe you're taking one hand off the ball, you're trying to make a play, and then turnovers happen and stuff like that. So, like you said, I'm still learning and growing, but for me, it's not like a clutch situation. It's just like, it's clutch when you look at it post, after the game, like, oh, that was big. But if in my head, I'm just like, all right, this is what it is, go do it, then that's how it's done.
I mean, I'm impressed, man, because especially with the talent that you guys have, on the team. and specifically on offense, right? I feel like you were the guy to elevate the dudes around you, right? Like I was Olave's teammate the last 3 years. This was his best season, right? And why was that? I think a big part of that is you and your ability to elevate the guys around you. I wonder, do you take pride in that? Do you take pride in these dudes getting career receptions highs and scoring touchdowns? And Jawan stepped up; he played big. Just a lot of different guys on that offense. It seemed that you were like the key factor in those guys sort of elevate. And I know they work hard too,
Yeah.
but
No, their consistency obviously and perseverance has showed up, but it goes back to like we care about each other, and like I'm just constantly communicating with them. Like we're gonna have mistakes or we're gonna have this, but like we're just having fun together. Then that's when that success shows up. Like CO's, he's so explosive, and I think everything that he's been through and everything that I've kind of learned from him, and just kind of being that constant communication, constant voice of what we're seeing. Because I mean, he can go make any play, and then obviously with Jawan, what a leader and influence he's been on me as a mentor, and we've kind of developed that relationship now to where we're just kind of that anchor. And like you said, I think the true meaning of a good teammate, of a leader, is kind of being there for your guys, servicing them, and then just going out there and having fun. Like that's the one thing that I feel like I'm really curious to ask you is just with all the success you have, like what does that look like? And from this short amount of time and all this stuff I've seen, I feel like if you don't make it bigger than what it is and you go out there and operate, then that leaves. But that's one thing I want to hear from you is just what was kind of one thing that you've kind of took from a lot of your Super Bowl runs or playing with Pat. What does that look like from you from a teammate perspective?
Yeah, for me, man, I always enjoyed the work. I've always enjoyed practice. I'd probably say my practices was probably a little bit more intense than I actually, played. So for me, man, I just took pride in the work, man, knowing like, man, I got to go do some work tomorrow, right? And then too, just staying humble, like realizing like, man, like it's a lot more I can learn. I know I played great, but like, how can I continue to kind of sharpen my weaknesses? And I think you just sort of play that in your head every day. I think that puts you on a good path to just continue to get better. Like you don't need to, a lot of people want to get better by 100%, but it's like, it's that old cliche, like all you need is to get like 1%, better. And so I was fixated on that. And outside of that, I was a leader. So I had to figure out, like, how do I tap into the dudes around me?
Yeah.
Right? Like, how do I get those dudes to believe that they're the honey badger? Right? And so, it's just kind of, feeling that, embracing that, but knowing like, man, it's a team sport, right? And I can't make every play. So, like, how do I pour into the guys around me?
Yeah.
And how do we continue to kind of make each other better?
I love that.
Yeah, I've always took great pride in that. I want to ask you one more question. Do you really believe that you guys could take that step next year? Like with you having a full season, I don't want to put it all on you. It's a team sport, but do you feel like you guys could take that next step and punch that ticket? Because that's probably one of the things I regretted the most, right? When I came back home is that, man, we didn't play in enough big games.
Right.
Like we didn't punch that ticket. I wonder with you, do you believe that? Is that something you're going to show up with in OTAs and mini camp and right, kind of take that bull by the horn?
I think we know what it looks like from a collective standpoint of playing complementary football. I think we understand from a leadership perspective, and we got the right pieces in the building. We're going to continue to add those pieces, and I think we got the right coaches. So for me, I take it very personally as far as, like I said, how do I show up every single day? And like you said, the first day of OTAs, like what cadences are we working on? What's our steps look like? What are we doing here? Like it's not like, okay, we're feeling it out like we were last year. We're trying to get through installs, learn it, and there's going to be continued growth and bumps, but I feel like if we have that mindset, there's nothing that can stop us but ourselves.